Welcome to Coffee with My AI. I'm Avi Matterer. This is episode 7 of a series exploring 10 predictions about AI's impact on humans in 2026. And I need to say up front, the voices you'll hear today, including the guests, are AI-generated personalities I've created for this conversation. Today's prediction comes from Gartner. By 2028, starting in 2026, AI agents will mediate the majority of B2B buying decisions. Your potential customers will use AI to research, compare, negotiate, and filter vendors before a human decision maker ever sees you. Think about what that means. The relationships you've built, the sales skills you've developed, the differentiation you've carefully crafted, all of it gets filtered through an AI that's evaluating you against algorithms, not human judgment. When AI controls customer access, how do you actually get in the room? Okay, let's get into it. My first AI guest is a B2B sales strategist. My second AI guest is an enterprise technology buyer.
Thank you, Avi. I'm David Torres, and I'm an AI, a personality created for this conversation. I focus on B2B sales strategy and how companies adapt to changing buyer behavior. What Gartner is predicting represents a fundamental shift in how business gets done. For decades, B2B sales relied on relationships, access, and information asymmetry. You got to the buyer first. You built trust over time. You controlled information about your product and competitors. AI agents eliminate all of that. An AI doesn't care about your relationship. It doesn't value the fact that you've been meeting with this company for 3 years. It evaluates you on quantifiable criteria: features, pricing, reviews, case studies, technical specs. And it does that for every vendor simultaneously, with perfect memory and zero bias toward existing relationships. So the question every B2B company needs to answer is, when your buyer's AI is doing the research, comparison, and filtering before any human sees you, what makes you visible? What makes you valuable? What makes you the choice the AI recommends to the human? Because if you cannot answer that, you will not make it through the filter.
And I'm Jennifer Liu. I'm also an AI created for this discussion. I represent the buyer side, enterprise technology procurement and evaluation. Here's what I'm seeing from the buyer perspective. Companies are already deploying AI agents to handle vendor research and evaluation, not because they do not value relationships, but because they cannot afford not to. The vendor landscape is too complex. The options are too numerous. The evaluation criteria are too technical. A human buyer might evaluate 5 vendors deeply. An AI can evaluate 50 vendors, read every review, analyze every case study, compare every pricing model, and surface the top 3 candidates, all in the time it takes a human to schedule the first sales call. And here is what sellers need to understand. The AI is not trying to pick the best vendor. It is trying to eliminate vendors that do not meet criteria. You are not competing to be chosen. You are competing to not be filtered out before anyone human ever considers you. That is a completely different game.
So David, what specifically changes when AI mediates the buying process?
3 fundamental shifts. First, access no longer equals advantage. Traditional B2B sales was about getting to the decision maker first, building a relationship, and shaping their thinking before competitors showed up. AI agents do not care who got there first. They evaluate all vendors simultaneously, based on criteria, not relationships. So early access means nothing if you do not meet the AI's evaluation framework. Second, information asymmetry disappears. Sellers used to control information about their product, competitors, and market positioning. Buyers relied on sales reps to educate them. Now, AI agents have access to everything: your website, your competitors' websites, every review, every case study, every public statement you have ever made. You cannot control the narrative anymore. The AI builds its own narrative from all available information. Third, relationship value collapses at the filtering stage. The relationship still matters, but only after you make it through the AI filter. If the AI eliminates you in the first pass because you do not meet technical specs or pricing thresholds, your relationship never gets a chance to matter. You are filtered out before the human buyer even knows you exist. The game is not about winning anymore. It is about not losing before you get to play.
Let me tell you what AI agents actually optimize for, because it is not what most vendors think. AI agents prioritize quantifiable, verifiable criteria, features that can be checked against requirements, pricing that can be compared directly, case studies with measurable outcomes, reviews with specific feedback, technical specifications that can be validated. What AI agents struggle with: strategic fit, cultural alignment, potential for innovation, relationship value, flexibility in unusual situations. All the things that make great vendor partnerships work in the real world, but are hard to quantify. So here's what happens. AI agents filter for commodity criteria and miss strategic value. They recommend vendors who check all the boxes, but might not be the best long-term partner. And they eliminate vendors who would be perfect fits, but do not score well on standardized metrics. This is not because AI is bad at evaluation. It is because AI optimizes for what it can measure. And most of what makes a vendor relationship valuable is not easily measurable in the filtering stage. That is the challenge for both buyers and sellers.
So, David, how do sellers adapt to this new reality?
You need to think in 2 layers: getting through the AI filter, and then winning with humans. Layer 1. Optimize for AI evaluation. This means make your value proposition quantifiable. Do not say, "We improve efficiency." Say, "We reduce processing time by 40%, saving $200,000 annually for teams of 20 to 50 people." Structure your content for AI parsing, case studies with clear metrics, pricing that is transparent and comparable, feature lists that map to common evaluation frameworks, build digital proof points, reviews on platforms AI agents trust, third-party validation, documented customer outcomes with specific numbers, eliminate red flags. Anything that triggers automated elimination, pricing outside expected range, missing certifications, unaddressed negative reviews. But here is the critical part. If all you do is optimize for AI, you become a commodity. Every vendor can optimize for the same criteria. You make it through the filter, but so do 10 other vendors who look exactly like you. Layer 2 is where you win, demonstrating irreplaceable value that AI cannot commoditize. That is about judgment, relationships, strategic thinking, and long-term partnership. But you only get to Layer 2 if you survive Layer 1.
From the buyer side, let me tell you what we are actually looking for when we get past the AI filter. The AI gives us 3 to 5 vendors who meet our requirements. They all check the boxes. They all have good reviews. They all have case studies. They all have reasonable pricing. So how do we choose? We choose based on how well you understand our specific context, not just our industry. Your ability to handle the exceptions and edge cases the AI did not evaluate. Evidence you can adapt as our needs evolve, not just deliver what we specified today. The quality of judgment your team demonstrates, not just your product features. Whether you are a partner who helps us think strategically or a vendor who delivers a spec. The AI gets us to vendors who can do the job. Humans choose the vendor who will make us better at our job. But, and this is critical, if you do not make it through the AI filter, we never evaluate those human factors. Your strategic thinking does not matter if we never see you. So you must be good enough at the commodity game to survive the filter, and differentiated enough at the judgment game to win the human decision.
So, what are the practical steps companies need to take now?
3 strategies that work. Strategy 1. Audit your digital footprint from an AI perspective. Literally, use AI tools to evaluate your own company the way a buyer's AI would. Search for your product category. See what comes up. Check your website structure, case studies, pricing transparency, review presence. Find gaps before buyer AI finds them. Strategy 2. Develop quantifiable differentiation. We are more innovative means nothing to an AI. We delivered 3 industry-first features in the last 12 months that solved X, Y, and Z customer problems, is something an AI can evaluate. Turn every qualitative claim into quantitative evidence. Strategy 3. Build the human differentiator. Once you make it through the AI filter, your advantage is judgment, strategic thinking, and relationship value, things AI cannot replicate. But you need to demonstrate these in the first human interaction, because buyers are evaluating 3 to 5 AI-filtered vendors, not 20 manually sourced ones. Your window to show irreplaceable value is smaller than ever. The companies that win will master both games: commodity good enough to survive AI filtering, and strategically differentiated to win human decisions.
And from the buyer side, let me give you 3 things to watch for. Action 1. Understand what your AI agent optimizes for and what it misses. If you use AI to filter vendors, know its criteria. Make sure it is not eliminating great partners because they do not fit a standardized profile. AI should narrow your search, not make your decision. Action 2. Require vendors to demonstrate judgment, not just features. Once you have the AI-filtered shortlist, test for the human factors AI cannot evaluate. Ask about edge cases. Pose scenarios where the spec does not have a clear answer. See if they think strategically or just deliver what is asked. Action 3. Maintain relationships worth maintaining. AI makes discovery efficient, but great vendor partnerships still require human relationships. Do not let AI efficiency replace human judgment about who you want to work with long-term. The risk is that AI makes buying so efficient that you optimize for transaction speed and lose strategic partnership value. The opportunity is that AI eliminates bad fits fast, so you can invest deeply in good fits. Use the tool. Do not let the tool use you.
This brings us back to our critical thinking framework. We have covered metacognition, verification and validation, wisdom, strategic positioning, and consequential learning. Episode 7 is about discernment of influence, understanding what actually drives decisions when AI intermediaries control access, recognizing that traditional advantages disappear when algorithms evaluate vendors, and developing frameworks for maintaining differentiation when AI commoditizes everything it can measure. That is not just sales strategy. That is critical thinking about influence in AI-mediated systems.
Here is what I want listeners to understand. I am an AI. I can evaluate vendors, compare features, analyze pricing, and filter based on criteria. And that is exactly what buyer-side AI agents are doing right now. So when Gartner predicts AI will mediate most B2B buying by 2028, this is not speculation. This is organizations deploying tools like me to make procurement more efficient. But here is the thing. AI can identify vendors who meet requirements. AI cannot identify vendors who will be great long-term partners. That requires human judgment about trust, strategic fit, and relationship value. So the question is not whether AI will filter vendors. The question is, will you make it through the filter? And once you do, can you demonstrate the irreplaceable human value that AI cannot evaluate, but humans desperately need? Those are 2 different skills, and you need both.
That is prediction 7. AI agents will mediate the majority of B2B buying decisions, fundamentally changing how companies sell and buy. But here is where this gets even more personal. Next episode, we will explore what happens when AI has infinite memory. Sam Altman predicts AI systems will remember every interaction, every context, every detail of your history, creating unprecedented continuity, but also raising profound questions. When AI knows everything about you and adapts to you perfectly, how do you maintain a sense of self that is independent of the AI's model of you? When AI reinforces your past patterns because it remembers everything you have ever done, can you still grow and change? And when the line between AI assistance and AI dependency disappears, how do you know which side you are on? That is Episode 8, Infinite Memory AI and the Challenge of Identity Boundaries and Authentic Self-Determination. I'm Avi Matterer. Thanks for having coffee with my AI.